Hey guys, so I don't even have excuses. I know it's been a month since I made my last video, maybe 3 weeks, something like that. And all I can say is I've just been really busy. It's summertime. I love summer. I've been working outside a lot. And so anyway, this is just kind of an update video and a May wrap up and a June TBR, even though I don't really know what I'm going to read in June. Okay, so first an update on just things that have been going around here. Even though I haven't been making videos, I've been trying to do videos on our collab channel, Bookish Friends. I haven't been doing great about that either. So I think on my personal channel, I'm going to keep doing the Wordy Wednesdays and my Tuesday talks at the first, on the first Tuesday of every month, but I'm going to resume all of that stuff in September. I think September is just a really good time because that's kind of when I'll be winding up things outside. And like I said, I garden a lot. I have a huge garden this year. And it takes a lot of time, and I've just been doing a lot of outside type of things and getting the outside of my house, you know, just ready for summer and stuff. I love to do that. By the time I come in, I'm exhausted. Plus I work full time and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put my regular videos like Wordy Wednesdays and Tuesday talks. I'm just going to kind of put those off until September because I feel guilty saying I'm going to do more videos and then not doing it. I just feel really awful. In other non-book related type news, I became a vegetarian this month. I've been 34 days without meat, and it has been an interesting journey. I think when you give up something that makes up such a large part of your diet, when you give it up completely, you find a lot of creative things that you didn't even know existed to try, like textured vegetable protein. Ew. Actually, it tastes pretty good, but it's something I would have thought was disgusting before. Okay, I think that's all I have for updates. I know it seems like I haven't been doing a lot, but I actually have. But when I sit down to make a video, it just kind of all leaves my head. I need to start making notes. So anyway, let's just get into what I read in the month of May, because I have actually been reading. Not a lot, but I have been getting some reading done. So these are in no particular order. I can't remember which book I read, you know, first, but I think I read Beautiful Darkness first. It took me a super long time to get through this book. As a matter of fact, I might have started in April, just because Lena really got on my nerves. Have I already talked about this book? This is seeming awfully familiar. We'll just recap. Lena got on my nerves. Ethan, I don't know. I didn't know about this book, but I kept reading it, and once I did get through it, I did really enjoy it and think that, you know, I do think I'm going to continue with the series. I know I'm going to continue with the series. But Lena just really drove me nuts. She needs to work some stuff out. She's so depressing and annoying. I just wanted to choke her. So I hope that improves in the next few books. So yeah, I read this. I don't know. I hope I'm not too orange to you guys. If I am, I'm sorry. I'll try to fix it. But on my screen, I'm awfully orange. Anyway, I read Gone Girl a couple months ago and I didn't love it, but I heard that Sharp Objects was a really good book, so I wanted to give that a try. And I did like it. I found it incredibly unrealistic though. I like Gillian Flynn's writing style, but I don't know, her books are just really predictable for me. However, this one was better. So, and once I sit down and actually have a chance, I'm going to do a review on my blog about all of these books because I haven't commented my blog in forever. So for a full review, you can go over there. I'll list it below. But yeah, it was decent. It was good. It was a quick read. There's only like 225 pages. I would probably give it a 3 or 4 stars out of 5. I also read Between Shades of Grey. I'm not even going to try to announce this author's name. I loved this book. It was sad and depressing, but good all at the same time. It was just very emotional and thought-provoking, and you know, I love things like around, you know, about the Holocaust and around that time, and this is like everything that happened in Russia and with Stalin and everything, so, and how they survived this camp that they were in. And I don't know, I just get really absorbed in these books, and I think, what if, you know, all of a sudden people came and took me out of my home and sent me off to this horrible place, and, you know, people were dying. It's just, I get really involved, and you would think it would be terribly depressing, but it's really not. It's just, you know, it can get depressing, but, you know, it's just a book, and even though things like this really happened, it's just a book, and I have to remember that. Otherwise, I will sit around and cry all the time about these people. But no, it is a seriously good book, and I suggest anyone read it. As you can see, I got it in the bargain bin for $5.97, and I believe this was a Books A Million book. So loved it. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Beautiful Disaster and Walking Disaster by Jamie McGuire. If you haven't read these books, I've heard a lot of really good things about them. Beautiful Disaster is, of course, the first in the duology, and this is about a guy and a girl who just have this really crazy relationship. He's kind of needy. She's, I don't know what she is. I can't even describe her. And Beautiful Disaster is from her perspective, and then Walking Disaster is the story retold in his perspective. I liked the first book the best, and I can't even remember the girl's name. I know Abby Abernathy. I know he called her Pigeon, which I think of a dirty bird with lice when, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't like that nickname. But yeah, I like the first one the best. Both characters really got on my nerves. I felt this was like a lot like 50 Shades of Grey, except for like a new adult, I think is what these are classified as, new adult books, new adult fiction. But they were very much like 50 Shades of Grey to me. Not so much the dirty parts, like not that part of it, but the way their relationship was and how needy the guy was. And I don't know, guys like that just are a turn off to me, and the way he was so clingy, I just didn't like. I thought he was a sweet guy, and like I said, I know a lot of you all really like these books, but they just weren't my cup of tea. I think because I'm a little bit older, I've already been through those kind of relationships, and I know that they're never a good idea to stay in them, and these two ended up married. And I have some issues with Jamie McGuire's writing. I thought in a lot of places she kind of talked about promiscuous sex and drinking and things in a way that would make it seem like acceptable or maybe glorified even a little bit. And that's just my opinion. You all don't have to agree with it. And I know a lot of how she wrote was how things are in college. You know, I've been there and done that. But I don't know. I think if you were a little bit older, this would be a good book, but I definitely would not be letting my younger teenagers read this. I guess that's why it's considered new adult. However, all of that aside, the story was really, like, you just wanted to keep reading. It was really catchy, I guess is the word, or captivating maybe. You just wanted to keep reading and see what happened to the two characters. I did get a little bit bored with the second book, Walking Disaster, because you already knew the story and it was just the flip side of things, but there were parts that did kind of, you know, I got tired of hearing it. And I read them back to back, which was probably part of the problem. So that is really all that I read for the month of May. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. So that's a little bit more than one a week. Just because, like I said, I've been busy outside doing fun stuff out there. And so yeah, what I'm going to be reading for June. I don't really have a TBR list of books that I want to read. I still have a ton of books that I bought with my Christmas money and I got for Christmas, so I'm trying to read a lot of the books on my shelf that haven't been read yet before I go buy more. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of getting the itch to go buy some more books. Two books that I would love to read this month are Fried Green Tomatoes and The Color Purple, because I love those movies and they were just recently rediscovered by me. I've been watching them. I own both movies, so I've been watching them a lot, and then I found out that they were books, so I've never read them. Sorry about all that noise my chair is making. So I've never read them, and I've really been thinking about reading them, and so I would like to pick up both of those this month, but I'm not sure if I'm going to or not, only because I'm kind of a little bit on a book buying ban. So we'll see. A book that I am definitely working on, I am working on this currently, and that is J.K. Rowling's The Casual Vacancy. This is just the dust jacket because I have the book elsewhere. I'm not far into it, less than 25, we'll say less than 50 pages. And it's kind of, I'm struggling, you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it. I might have to set it down for a little bit and come back to it later on. I really like books with a lot of detail. You know, I've read George R.R. Martin and books like that, so it's not the detail that's distracting to me. I like all the detail, but it's just so boring, and I really don't feel a connection with any characters. Granted, it's only the first 50 pages of the book, so hopefully I will develop more of a connection, but I have heard that that's part of the problem with this book. I've heard that it's really boring. One of the doctors that I work with actually said he couldn't do it. He had to put it down and quit reading it, so I don't know, we'll see. And then, like I said, I'll do a review and put it on my blog and all of that good stuff. But that's the book I'm working on right now. And then next book that I'm going to be working on for the month of June is A Discovery of Witches. I've been looking forward to reading this. I got this shortly after Christmas last year, and I think this is the first one. Yeah, this is the first one in that series, right? Anyway, if it's not, I'm going to be reading the first one. It just sounds really good. It's a huge book, so it's going to take me a little while to get through, but I would like to read that this month as well. As far as my reading updates go, I don't know if you all follow me on GoodReads, but if you do, let me just type in here so I can update you on my reading goals. So if you do follow me on GoodReads, you'll know that I set some pretty big goals for myself, or at least I thought they were pretty big goals. I set 75 books to be the amount of books that I read for the year. I have so far read 32 books, and I am only 1% ahead of my goal. So I need to get on it and start reading more. And I also signed up for the Big Book Challenge, and let's see where I am on that. Okay, for the Big Book Challenge, I said that I wanted to read 20 big books, which are books of 400 pages or more, and I have already read 15, so I am 7 books ahead, which is 33%, which I am pretty happy about that. So I'm going to try to, The Casual Vacancy and A Discovery of Witches will definitely put me, get me even more ahead, and I don't know about the other 2 books that I mentioned. I don't know how many pages. I don't actually own those books, but I'm trying to get my big books out of the way at the beginning of the year. Even though we're already 5 months into it, 6 months into it, I'm trying to get those out of the way, and then hopefully I can read some shorter, just smaller books towards the end of the year and make sure I get my 75 books in. So that's where I am, and I'm already starting to think about NaNoWriMo, because even though it is, let's see, this is June, July, August, September, October, November, it's 5 months away. I didn't know about NaNoWriMo until like the week before, a couple days before. So last year I didn't know about it until a few days before. So this year I want to be prepared, and I'm starting to think of story ideas and just write small little parts of where I could go with that story, so I can outline and things like that. So that is where I stand with all of my goals and my reading stuff, and I hope this video hasn't bored you, and I hope it's not incredibly long. So anyway, guys, I've missed you. I've missed everyone's comments and hearing from everyone. So, yeah, like I said, in September, I'll definitely start picking up my Wordy Wednesdays and my Tuesday talks. And I'm going to try to get back on doing my hashtag Friday Reads videos, because I really miss those. And I enjoy watching everyone. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a really good month so far. And I will see you all later. Bye.